start. Let's start. We are here now on YouTube. Hello everybody. It's me, Explorer here. Now, welcome to my YouTube channel, and I have some surprises for you. And the first surprise you're seeing right now, that it's my face, is, yeah, it's me. Hello. Hello. Here, I decided not to take in my big fuwa that is sitting behind me. I've taken my medium one, and she's saying hello to you. And we are happy to see you here on my YouTube channel. So feel free to ask any questions that you want to ask. We'll try to answer any questions that we can. And okay, so first of all, I have to say some information about myself. I'm 21 years old man that lives in Russia, and of course I think you might be interested in some information about the situation that is happening right now in the world, and you can find all this information under this stream. I made some posts in Twitter. You can go to the link, find the link in the description, and read all the information that I made there. Yeah, I made 3 or 4 posts there. You know, I've been in a big depression. That was the first time back then, in February. Then it all started, and that was really awful time. Yeah, I am a big Miku fan, as you can see, and as you know, who follow my Twitter page, you know that I am keen of collecting. I have a small collection of figures. You can see them on my shelves behind me. And that's not all. I will continue collecting, so follow my Twitter page. Also, the link in description. You can follow onto the posts, and then you can follow to my Twitter page, and then follow my Twitter page. Then I post all my life with my small fuwas, with my figures, all my life with them. All what happens in my life I post there. Also, I've ended all grades of music school. I love music. Sometimes I do some music, and I made some covers. You can find them on my YouTube channel. There are only 2 of them, but sometimes I do them. Yeah, I like music a lot. Today we'll be playing, as you can see, Everlasting Summer game, and today we'll read at least 1.5 or 2 hours, because this game has a huge plot, and we have to find Miku there. As you can see under me, the silhouette of Miku-chan. Yeah, I hid her from you. I think it will be interesting to see how she looks in this game, because she is not in her default outfit, and I have to say that Everlasting Summer is the Russian game. This game was made in Russia by some enthusiasts, and Miku is just one of the characters in this game. And you know, she's not the main character, she's just a side character. And we can't even get her, uh, heart. I want to say that Everlasting Summer is the visual novel game. If you played Project Sekai, Project Sekai has rhythm part and reading part. So we get a part of rhythm part in Project Sekai, and we take only a reading part. So Everlasting Summer is only a reading part. So that's only the game. So today we'll read and read a lot. So yeah, as you can see, I prepared today. I look like Soviet pioneer, cause yeah, we have to go deep in this game, and you will understand when we will start reading. So yeah, let's begin. Let's go. Let's let me show you the game. Like this. Yeah, I'm ready. This game was made by Soviet Games team, and you will understand in the future. Let's begin the game. In first, I have to read this information. Dear Pioneer, you are in the verge of wondrous discoveries. The doors of the most wonderful place in the world, our favorite Camp Savionak, have opened before you. You'll remember this station of the rest of your life. Welcome. Also, I have apologized if I read something wrong, but I'll try my best to read everything right. I've been learning English my whole life, or I've been learning English for 15 years at least. I've been learning English from my second grade, I believe, and till my third year of university. Then when I dropped it, yeah, and all this time I've been learning English, and I can say that English is my second language. Let me open chat on my second monitor to see you there. Let me some time. Hello, Mickey. Hello, Dario Senpai. I can see you there. Have fun, guys. Have fun. I was living the dream once again. That dream. Same thing every night. Let me pat my Mika to be brave, to get some bravery. Cause I'm worrying and worrying a lot. But still forgotten in the morning, as usual. Maybe it's for the best. Only a glimpse of memory will remain, of gates, half opened, as if inviting me somewhere, with two frozen stone pioneers standing close by, and also that strange girl who keeps asking me. It's better to push space, I think. Will you come with me? Come? But where? And why? By the way, the game does not tell us the name of the main character. Our name is Simeon. And where am I anyway? Of course, if it all happened in real life, I would certainly have been scared. Well, what else would one expect to feel? But this is just a dream. The same one I see every night. there must be a reason. You don't have to know where or why to realize something is really happening. Something desperately seeking my attention, since everything that surrounds me here is real. As real as sitting in my own flat. I could open the gates, hear the hinges creak, brush the crumbling rust away with my hand, inhale the fresh cool air and shiver from the cold. I could, but to do that, I would need to pick myself up, take a step, move my hand. But this is a dream. I understand that. But what of it? What does my understanding change? Because here it's just like on the other side of the cracked screen of an old TV, which struggles to fight against static noise and strives to show the audience everything without missing a single detail. But the picture is getting blurry. I must be waking up soon. Maybe I should ask her something. The girl. What's her name? About the stars, for instance. Why the stars, though? I'd rather ask her the gates. Yeah, the gates! She would be so surprised. Or better, why the dot over an I was called a title, but the dot over a J was called a superscript dot. Nice letters. As if they don't exist anymore. Still, what do letters, gates, and stars have to do with this place? Because even if I'm having this dream every night, which will be forgotten soon anyway, I've got to look for answers here and now. And there, if you look carefully, you can see the Magellanic Clouds. As if I'd ended up in Southern Hemisphere. In a dream, there are small things that catch your attention, an unnatural color of grass, impossible curves of straight lines, or your own distorted reflection, while the real danger, which could put an end to everything right here and now, seems trivial. It's natural, since here you cannot die. I know it for sure, I've done it hundreds of times. But if you cannot die, is there a point in living? I should ask the girl. She's a local. She should know. Yeah, exactly. I should ask her about the owl, for example. One strange bird it is. Though, it doesn't matter. The strange boy. He doesn't know what to ask. Will you come with me? And every time I have to answer. It's the only way. Otherwise, the dream will never end, and I will never wake up. Well, that's the first choice in this game, and there is no option why we should answer no, I'll stay here. Let's come with her. Every time it's so hard to decide on the answer. Where am I? What I'm doing here? And who is she? And why does so much in my life depend on this answer? Or maybe it doesn't. It's just a dream after all. Just a dream. And now our main character wakes up in the front of his PC. And now we see his reality, how he lives, and we see that he's just doing nothing. We must associate us with him. The computer screen stared at me as if it was alive. Sometimes it really did seem to me that it was a consequence of itself, had its own thoughts and wishes, ambitions, that it had feelings, could laugh and suffer. As if it our relationship. The screen wasn't an instrument. It was me who was a lifeless piece of plastic and textilate. There is some truth in that, probably because the computer provides 90% of my communication with the outside world. Anonymous image boards, some chats from time to time, rarely ICQ of jabber and forums even more rarely. This is Russians chats and image boards, like 2chan or something like that. You can see them on the screen of monitor. And this game was made just on these image boards. People on the other end of the internet cable simply do not exist. All of them are simply creations of its sick imagination, an error in the source code, or a kernel bug which started living a life of its own. All the developers of this game were just enthusiasts of from various image boards, like 2chan or something like that. If one looked at my existence from the outside, such thoughts would seem crazy, and psychologists would surely give me a bunch of sophisticated diagnoses and maybe write me a doctor's referral to the loony bin. A small apartment with no signs of repair or any semblance of order in it, and always the same view out of the window on the grey megapolis running somewhere day and night. Such are conditions of my life. Well, of course, it didn't all start like this. I was born, went to school, and finished it, like all the others. I was accepted at the university, where I spent a year and a half trailing behind and struggling. I drifted through several jobs. Sometimes it working out quite well. Sometimes I was even getting decent money for it. But it all felt like it was not mine, as it as if taken from another man's biography. I wasn't living life to its fullest. It was looping over and over in monotonous circles, like in the movie Groundhog Day. It's just that I had no choice in how to spend my day, and every day repeated itself. The same vicious spiral. A spiral of emptiness, misery, and despair. For the last few years, I just sat in front of the screen all day. Sometimes there were menial jobs, sometimes my parents helped me. All in all, I was able to provide for myself. No wonder, really, since my needs are quite minor. I hardly ever leave my home, and my communication with other people almost exclusively consists of online correspondence with the anonymous who have no real name, no gender, no age. So, so, in brief, a quite typical life of a quite typical antisocial person of his time. Kind of Donnie Darko on a minor scale without doomsday-related visions. Maybe some highly respected author will write a novel about me and will become a contemporary classic of modern literature. Or I will write one myself. However, what's the point of fooling myself? I tried many times, but I couldn't even come up with a simple short story. I tried to learn many other things as well. Not gifted enough to draw, Programming got bored. Foreign languages takes too much time. The only thing I loved doing was reading, but still I never would have called myself a scholar. Perhaps, perhaps I was an ace at watching anime and grandmaster of lame internet jokes. If I were to get paid for it, I would probably be a happier person and richer person too, but I doubt it would fill the hole inside me. Today was another typical day of a typical failure, typical life. And today is the day when I have to go to my university reunion. Frankly speaking, I really didn't want to. What's the point? The time I spent with them was so short. However, I was persuaded by a friend, my former university mate, and one of the few with whom I kept in touch other than through the internet. I love winter. I love winter views. Winter is really nice. The snow is shivering under your shoes. Mm, it's cold outside. A frosty evening. Bus stop. Waiting. I never liked winter. Just the opposite. Though hot summer is not my season either. It's just that I see no reason to point out any particular time of the year. It doesn't matter much the weather is outside when you stay at home 20 hours 7. The bus today was running so late that I was about to curse it all and spend my last few hundred rubles for a taxi. The idea of just returning home didn't cross my mind for some reason. As usual, millions of thoughts flew through my mind, but there was not a single useful one to seize on. Such a thought that you could bring into existence, give a shape, turn into an idea, and put into practice. Yeah, that bus stop in the winter. I like to stay just and breathe uh, the winter air. It's fantastic to wait some buses, especially when it's 6 o'clock and it's getting darker. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. Yeah, Mickey, you're right. Maybe I could start my own business, but where would I get the money from? Or maybe I could go back to working in an office? No, no way. Maybe I should try freelancing. But what skills do I have, and who would want me after all? Imagine it gets very cold in Russia, so I wouldn't stay out too long in it there. Now it's very cold. I'm sitting now in the shore, and it's very cold. My hands is freezing right now. I was sitting in the sweater just an hour ago, and it's still very cold. I'm sitting in the jeans and in the socks. Sometimes I'm just, shivering. Outside, on the street outside is, let me say, to be honest, I'll say to you, uh, 13 degrees right now. And It's May, and the whole May it was 5 degrees, 10 degrees, and if you stay at home or you go outside, it's just cold, cold everywhere. I suddenly remembered my childhood, or rather my teen years, the time when I was 15, 17 years old. Why exactly those years? No idea. I guess it's because back then everything was much more simple. Yeah, when it was 15, when I was 15 or 17, it was much more easier. Now I'm working and I'm working hard and I have to earn money to, you know, buy figures, buy my plushes of my beloved Mika. Yeah, yeah, love her so much. It was easier to make decisions. So complicated now and so simple then. Waking up in the morning, I know exactly how my day was going to pass, and I always eagerly looking forward to the weekend. Then I could get some rest and have time for the things I liked: computer, football, going out with friends. And then at the beginning of the next week, I take up my studies again. Back then, webcam. Oh, I see. Sorry. I see. It's my bad. It's my bad. Sorry. Nah, yeah. Now it's have to be good. Now it's have to be good. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, my bad. My bad. Sorry. Hmm. Thank you, Mickey. Thank you so much. You're a real friend. You're a real friend for me. Where I stopped? Back then, there were no such worrying questions like why, who needs it, what will change if I do it, or what will not change. A simple lifestyle, so casual for any normal person, so odd to myself today. That careless child, yeah, so careless childhood. Yeah, Miku is my beloved. Yeah, love her so much. My my other Miku is sitting over there. I've decided not taking my big Miku because she's really big. Other is really small. This one she fits just fine. It was also then that I met my first love. Her appearance and personality have vanished from my memory. Only her name remains, like a brief line from a social network profile, along with the feelings which overwhelmed me when I was with her. Affection, tenderness, the desire to care for her and protect her. Sadly, it didn't last long. Today, I can hardly imagine something like that happening. I would probably like to meet a girl, but I don't know how to start a conversation, what on earth to discuss, and how to attract her. Well, I haven't met a suitable girl for a long time, but where could I meet one anyway? The sound of an engine brought me back to reality. A bus pulled over. There was something abnormal about it, I thought. An old Soviet bus. 410. Then again, it doesn't matter. Only the 410 runs this road. And now all action is starting. That's how it's all starting. Street lights pass me by. I can say you that. It's as if their cold light sparks inside of me, trying to ignite feelings long dead. Or maybe not ignite, just awaken them. Because those feelings, they have been living in me for a long time, slumbering and waking up again. The driver's radio was playing some familiar tune, but I wasn't listening to it. I was watching the cars passing by through the fogged up window. Fogged up. I said fogged up. Because people are always rushing somewhere, chasing something they need, stuck in their own little worlds. Why would they care about mine? They probably have their own serious problems, or maybe they have much easier lives. Or the camera frozen like me, yeah? It's so cold in Russia. Or are they? Sometimes someone's actions can easily be predicted, but if you try to, but if you try to look inside his soul, you will only see impenetrable darkness. The bus was approaching downtown, and my thoughts were interrupted by the bright city lights. Hundreds of billboards, thousands of cars, millions of people. I watched this light show, and somehow I got terribly sleepy. My eyes closed just for a moment, and then, that's how it all started. The music by Sergei Yebog. That's why I dressed like a pioneer. Yeah, and now we will see how Miku looks like. It's Slavia. It's Lena. Uliana. Alisa. And that's my beloved. You see her, Mika. Yeah, day number 1. We will spend here a week. Bright daylight struck my eyes. Yeah, I have to change something. Like this. Hmm. Now you can see Miku. I think I... At first I didn't pay attention, as I wasn't fully awake yet. On their own, my legs carried me towards the door. Damn! Looks like I fell asleep and missed my stop. But there was no door. I looked around the bus and realized that wasn't a good old worn-out Lias. Instead, the bus was an Icarus model, a new one. I froze in shock. How? What? Am I dead? Have I been kidnapped? No, I must be dead. I patted myself down feverishly, slapped myself painfully in the face a few times, banged my forehead in the back of one of the bus seats. It's clear. Either I'm still alive, or you can still feel pain when you're dead. But how could this happen? Maybe I slept for too long and ended up at the bus depot. And then what? Did they put me into another bus? I rushed out and took a look around. You know, you see the post on my Twitter page with Miku. You you could see the cars there. Yeah, that was a teaser to this game. Uh, greenery, greenery whenever I looked. Tall grass on the roadside, trees, flowers. Summer! But how? It was winter just a moment ago. My head was aching unbearably, as if it was going to explode. Slowly, I began to remember. A long road running off into the distance, forests, plains, fields, lakes, and forests again. I think I was sleeping, but then how I can remember all of it? And then a gap. Some girl leaning over me. They softly whispered something into my ear, and then a gap again. And then I woke up here. Who was that strange girl? Or was she just a dream? For some reason, thinking about her made me feel better and cooled me down a little. I felt warmth all over, coming from the inside. Could it be her who brought me here? Then I need to find her. And the best place to look for her is away from here. I rushed to the left, then to the right, then stopped, hesitating over where to go. Finally, I ran to the direction from which the bus had probably came. You know, the first decision when you came from nowhere is a run away. And I think this is a wise decision. Physical exercise does refresh one's mind. Thoughts become clearer, and it gets a little easier to evaluate the surrounding reality. Not in my case, however. I was sitting on the roadside, wheezing and trying to ease my sore throat by gulping breaths of hot air. In any case, the run did its job. The fear withdrew for a while. You know, now I can make a Miku cosplay, yeah? I can say I made a Miku cosplay. Maybe I really, I really am just dreaming. This sentence. Though recalling my self-harm on the bus, I immediately rejected the idea. I am neither dreaming nor dead. A narrow road ran through the field and far into the distance. That exact same road from my dream. I must be very far away from home. And it's not just that it was winter yesterday and it's summer now. It's the whole environment. Of course, summer is usually like this, green and hot, but here everything is not entirely lifelike. Everything looks like it was taken from the paintings of Russian landscape artists of the 19th century. The grass is just too lush. The bushes are not like that bushes should be. They are too thick that you can't see anything through them, like treetops, honestly. And the trees themselves. You know, the beautiful landscape you can see. Just summer is also nice. It's almost summer. It's the middle of May right now, and I'm waiting the midsummer when I can go to the lake. I'm living in the uh, region with the lots of lake. Uh, I am in the 15 minutes away from lake, and then when it gets um, enough warm, I can go swimming, and it's really nice. Also, there are a lot of forests, so it's nice to go and take a rest in the forest. Just go for a walk there. Also nice. And I like taking pictures with my Miku plushes for my Twitter page. In the summer, it's so I have to take into my list to make a lot of pictures with my MMJ Miku. Mickey, remember that? I mean, wait for the a lot of pictures with my Miku in my Twitter page. I'll do a lot of them. Yeah, nice idea. You need to. That's really nice to breath of fresh air there. I think if it's not really hot, if it's around I think 22, 23 degrees, and you're in the shadow, mm, and you want to make some barbecue, that's nice. That's nice. Th- That's a nice idea. That's because I like barbecue. I'm just a big fan of fire, just of camping and fire. Let's get back to the game, to the reading. Also, uh, I'll say one thing. I am training to play guitar. I've been playing guitar for a month, I think, and I'm playing it very, very bad. Uh, but I'm trying my best to improve myself in it. Playing piano is here. It's real nice, but improving in something else is also nice. And the trees themselves. The forest was quite far away, but the trees looked as if they had closed their ranks and they were just waiting for the order to advance onto the fields and plains. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. Thank you. Thank you, Mickey. I'll do it. Thank you for your support. You're really nice. It's really nice of you. I caught my breath and looked at the bus, which was now barely visible. That was a good run. Fear overtook me once again. Those power lines. There must be people here. But what does it mean? In fact, that means nothing at all. Couldn't they have power lines even in hell? Roasting sinners over hot coals? That's so last century. I must have reached the point of no return, after which you should either lose your mind completely or finally try to understand what is going on. And while I still have a choice, I should pick the second option. I slowly headed back to the bus. Of course, it was scary, but I'm not likely to find an answer. In the fields or in the woods, and this wretched bucket of bolts is the only kind of link that I have with the real world. Savionak Pioneer Camp is what is written there. I should carefully scout the area. Well, Savionak means outlet, the translation. The brick wall and its gates crowned with the Savionak sign, statues of pioneers standing on the either side, and a road sign nearby showing the bus route number 410. The trip's taking a bit too long today, I smirked. A person may start acting inappropriately in extreme situations. Something like that is probably happening to me now. This place didn't look abandoned at all. No rust on the gates, no damage to the walls. Sovyonak. What could have a name like that? Judging by the pioneer statues, it could be a kids' summer camp. Moreover, it appears to be open. Of course, the simplest explanation, logically speaking, explains nothing at all. The strange girl, the altered bus, summer, the pioneer camp. Thousands of theories went through my mind instantly, from alien abduction to lethargic sleep, from a hallucination to a time and space shift. None was worse than any other, but there was no, there was really no way to pick a single one. Then it occurred to me, I can try to make a phone call. I took out my cell phone and dialed the first number from my contact list. But instead of signal strength bars, the screen was showing a thick cross. Alright, there may be no signal in such a remote place. Though I can't be the only one who came here. Buses don't drive themselves. I examined the bus from all sides to make sure uh, it wasn't a hallucination. Bits of dirt on the bottom, some rust here and there, faded the paint and worn out tires. No, this is definitely a very ordinary Icarus. I can't remember how I was riding Icarus, but it was back in my childhood. It was so long ago. You know, it's a very, very old bus. They were riding in Soviet times, in 80s, in 90s. I was maybe 5 years old last time when I take a ride on this bus. Now, of course, there are a lot of I don't know, Mercedes or new ones. But I remember Icaruses with like very comfort ones. They were really, really good buses. And I'm really, really surprised that they were running in a small town like mine. Yeah, I wrote down in my Twitter that I'm living in Chelyabinsk, but it's a little bit of lie because I'm living near Chelyabinsk. Chelyabinsk is a big city, but I'm living in a bit small city, just close to Chelyabinsk. Yeah, exactly. The kind of bus which takes you to places beyond your understanding if you carelessly fall asleep. I lived in Chelyabinsk when I was studying in my university. Uh, but when I left, I back to my native city. Now I'm living in my city where I was born. I gave a nervous chuckle. It came out by itself, sporadically, because this wasn't the right place or time to laugh. But where on earth is the driver? I cautiously sat down on the curb beside the bus and started to wait. My patience didn't last too long. My anxiety seemed to have reached its peak, and I started to go slightly mad. In such a situation, anyone would have probably felt something similar. Aliens and parallel universes were gone from my imagination, leaving only void and darkness. Is this how everything will end? How my life will end? But I wanted to do so much. There were so many things that I had no time for yet. I was overwhelmed by the idea this was definitely the end. But why? This is not fair. Surely I am no worse than anyone else. God, why? Tears were burning my eyes unbearably. I curled up and started rolling on the grass. Why? What did I do? Why me? But my cries were only heard by the speechless statues of pioneers and the bird on a tree, which immediately flapped its wings and took off, crying out something in its own bird language, as if laughing at the idiot who dared to interrupt its after-dinner nap. I was left breathless from weeping and just lay quietly, sobbing occasionally. After a while, I managed to pull myself together. My mind cleared up a bit, as if terror and the fear of death gave me a little break. All in all, if someone wanted to kill me, what is all this for? It doesn't look like an experiment either. If this is just some crazy coincidence, then there's probably no threat. Anyway, for now it seems there's no danger. The panic was soon gone. Of course, the blood was still pounding my temples, and my hands were still shaking, but at least I could think clearly now. Right now, there is nothing can really change anyway, so no matter how much I think or how mad I get, it would only make things worse. Until some actual facts appear, there is really no point in making guesses. In any case, I wouldn't learn anything by lounging about here. This camp, if of course it's really a camp, looked like the only place where people could be. So we decided to go there, and hardly had I reached the gates when a girl came out from behind them, wearing a pioneer uniform. Oh, the first girl. Finally, the first girl, the first person, somebody. My logic didn't let me down this time. Then again, a pioneer uniform in the 21st century. And then again, a girl here. I froze, unable to take a step. I felt very much like running away. Running as far away as I could from this place, far away from the bus, gates, statues, and far from this bloody bird from its siesta. Just running, free like a wind, faster and faster, waving to the planets passing by, winking at the galaxies. Running, becoming a pulsar ray and turning into the vestigial radiation, running to the face the unknown. Run no matter where, as long as it's far away from this place. Meanwhile, the girl came closer and smiled. I could not help but notice her beauty, even though I was trembling with fear. Human instincts worked independent of consciousness, and while only 5% of the brain is responsible for cognitive process, the remaining 95% are always busy sustaining life, and in particular, ensuring stable functioning of the hormonal system. I desperately wanted to get less complicated and stop thinking in formal quotes from an encyclopedia. Thought my thoughts appeared one by one, being stupid, out of place, as if it taken from internal monologue out of here of some chunky softcover crime fiction book. A pretty Slavic face, long braids that looked like two arm, armfuls of fresh hay, and blue eyes you could drown in. Hi, you must have just arrived. Mm, let's replay. Oh, yeah. Alright then. Welcome. She smiled broadly. Strange. It looked as if I had just a normal girl in front of me. Bah, I shouldn't have returned here. The woods and fields seem better. But what shall I do next? Try to speak to her as if she were human, or run away? Or what? The blood was pumping unbearably in my head, tearing it apart from the inside. A little bit more and the poor pioneer would be splattered with the gruesome content of my skull. What's funny about that? The girl looked me over. It sent shiver down my spine, and my knees started to tremble. Nothing. Great then. Great? What's so great about that? Suddenly, a thought crossed about my mind. To hell with all that. Forget about the bus behind me, the fact that it was winter yesterday and the summer today. I wanted to rip off my itchy sweater and just accept that all this actually is happening. Everything uh, is as it should be. All this for the best. Would you happen to know? You should go to our camp leader. She'll tell you everything. Look, you go straight ahead to a square, then turn left. You'll see the several small cabins. She point she pointed at the gates, as if I knew what was behind them. Well, you can ask someone where Olga Dmitrievna cabin is. Dmitrievna is a patronymic, a derivative of the person's father's name. In this case, Dmitri. But put the Russians after the person's first name as a sign of respect of the formal address. Yeah, this is how we address. Oh, you know what? Yeah, the webcam. No, no, no. I think the webcam died again. No. Yeah, that's how we address the names in the our country. If you want to, for example, address respectively to me, I am my dad's name is Igor. So you have to address me, Igor Igorovich. Yeah, that's hard, but yeah. In this case, her father is Dmitry and she is Olga. So it's Olga Dmitrievna. I got it. Of course I didn't. Well, I've got to go now. The girl waved her hand at me and disappeared through the gates. And see, it seemed as if to her I was something ordinary. And all this show with the bus and the travels while awake or asleep were troubling only to me, while everything here is just the way it's supposed to be. Camp leader, pioneer uniform. What are they doing? A historical reenact here? I hope I want to find Lenin standing atop an armored car in this square. But even that would not surprise me right now. Yeah, he refers to the Russian Revolution. After standing alone for that's the Russian history. After standing alone for a while, I headed into the camp. Do not think too deep about that. A mere 50 meters ahead, a small one-story house popped up on the left side. The sign near the door said clubs. I was about to come closer when the door suddenly opened, a short a short girl wearing a pioneer uniform came out. Her pretty face gave me the impression of one suffering for the fate of the whole of mankind with a truly universal sorrow. As soon as she saw me, the girl froze, as if frightened. Frankly, to be frank, when I started playing this game, uh, I was really, really prejudiced to all anime stuff. Uh, I hate anime. I hated anime so much. I didn't like it. But now, uh, I watched ReZero. I think uh, if you have seen that on my Twitter page, yeah, I watched ReZero, and now I'm watching. If I can say that, watching. Mm, I don't know how it's called in English. I can translate the Russian name of this anime. Taken by the Skies. Let me see on the site. I'll tell you how it's called in English. It will be really really fast. Misplaced by Heaven. That's how it's called in English. Now I'm watching it. You know, I started watching it because the one character, mm, the nymph, is no, she looks like Miku. That's why I got interested in this anime, and I just decided to watch it. You know, it's so trashy. I I don't know what's happening over there, and I still didn't, and I still haven't met Miku there. No, Nymph. I still haven't seen Nymph there. I I've watched 3 episodes of it, and I watched when month ago, and I stopped, and I still haven't remained watching it. Maybe sometime I will continue watching it. I will sometime. It's so, I don't know. It's really, really trash. But yeah, anything for Miko, anything. You're absolutely right. You know, for this collection, for these shelves, uh, all what is standing, all this Miko on that is standing over there, I was spending last my money. All money that I had, I was spending on them. This Daki that is standing on my couch also that was my last money. Yeah, I'm not so smart. I'm not so smart person. Also, my mouse is broken. I can buy a new mouse, but I have Maker. That's me. Yeah, of course, of course, of course. Thank you for coming. Take care of yourself, Mickey. See you. I think I'll do sometime stream. We'll continue reading, of course. Mm, follow my mm, Twitter page, of course. See you. See you. Bye bye. Bye bye bye. As soon as she saw me, the girl froze, as if frightened. Now it goes fine. hmm YouTube says me that it goes with some problems. hmm Fine. I froze too, considering what was the best to do. To approach first or wait until she showed some initiative. Or maybe run away after all. Although this last option was constantly being suggested only by my self-preservation instinct. At least that's I'd like to believe. Not the worst human instinct, but far from the most logical. If this instinct played poker against deductive abilities, the outcome will be prede- predetermined. Those deductive abilities, or at least their semblance, were hinting to me that there were there was no need to be afraid of this girl. Suddenly somebody jumped out of nearby bushes. A girl wearing a bright red t-shirt with USSR writing on it. Such a perfect reproduction of the age. She looked quite short from a distance and was probably younger than both pioneer girls, the one at the gates and this girl at the door of clubs. Yeah, Mickey is also saying bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, Mickey. At last, I decided to come closer, but the USSR, as I called her in my mind, jumped towards the first girl and started telling her something while wildly waving her arms. The other girl, in turn, seemed confused and lowered the gaze, remaining silent. I would have probably continued to observe their amusing dialogue, but the USSR suddenly pulled something out of her pocket and started waving it in front of the first girl's face. This something turned out to be a grasshopper. Eee! The first girl squealed. Okay, I will not doing that once again. She must not be keen on insects, as she instantly rushed off towards the place where Lenin presumably made his speech about the workers' and pe- peasants' revolution. That is to say, that is to say, towards the square. The USSR glanced at me, grinned playfully, and dashed after her. I have absolutely no clue where I am. Besides that, there are some kids here role-playing as pioneers. And as far as I can tell, this place is located thousands of kilometers away from my home. It might even be a different reality. And this was indeed a reality. I mean, everything around me seemed so real, if a little embellished, that I was starting to think that in fact my previous life could have been just a dream. And what am I supposed to do now? I was picking I was picking at the cracked paving stones with my shoe and aimlessly staring aimlessly at the club's building. Just a few more seconds before I have to come up with some decision. That's when I recalled myself rolling on the grass, weeping. I cringed in disgust. Perhaps it's another instinct. When when all energy for whimpering and self-pitying is used up, the body either goes into hibernation or mobilizes its reserves. Mine seemed to have chosen the second option, because out of the blue, I found the determination to figure out what is going on. And in order to do that, I had to act like a man, like a human, to maintain the dignity of a representative of my own world. I followed the path to the left, or on the right side of which stood small cabins, apparently the homes of local pioneers. Actually, they look quite cozy from the outside. Even though I was born in Even though I was born in Soviet Union, I had never been part of its children's organizations, neither the pioneers nor even the younger October children. For me, I mm, was born in Russian Federation. I was never born in Soviet Union. Soviet Union was disappeared in 1991. I was born in 2000, so I have never been in Soviet Union, and I have no representation how the life was in at that times. So I can only guess how people lived back then. And of course, I can only feel the atmosphere like the games like this in movies or in the TV series or reading books. So that's how I can feel the atmosphere of Soviet Union. And of course I can make cosplay. I imagined the daily life of a typical pioneer camp a bit differently. I imagined the daily life of typical pioneer a bit differently. Huge barracks with long rows of metal bunks. Wake up, call at 6 o'clock, played by a siren. 1 minute to make your bed, then joining the formation at the drill square. Or wait, could I be confusing it with something else? Suddenly something struck me on the back. I struck a bit on my feet. I struck a bit on my feet, turned around and prepared to fight heroically for my life. But I found what but all I found was around uh, but all I found was another girl standing before me. English is not my native language. My mouth hung open in surprise. Pick your jaw up and off the ground. I closed my mouth. The same pioneer uniform, but the way she was wearing it looked, let's say, provocative. Like all the girls I had met before, this one was rather cute, but her overly arrogant expression killed any desire to get her to know her better. New here, are you? Fine, see ya. She threw a threatening glance at me and walked past. I waited for Pioneer Girl to turn at the corner. Who knows what else she might have been up to. The most interesting thing was that even this hostile girl seemed completely normal to me. She did not give off the feeling of some deadly danger. except maybe the danger of getting punched in the nose. At last I managed to make it to the square. There was no letting on an armored car, although one could easily expect something like that after all this had happened. Instead, however, a monument to a certain comrade towered in the middle of the square. The letters on the pedestal read Genda. Must be some big figure in the party. A communist party. Uh, there were some small benches at the sides. It's quite pleasant here. Where did the girl tell me to go? To the left or to the right? To the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. Uh, and why am I going there anyway? Uh, right. I've decided to pretend to be normal. So, do right. Through the small grove, I came out at the pier. I must have taken a wrong turn. Hey, wrong way! I turned towards the voice. Oh boy, that first girl stood before me. Yeah, you know, that was in Soviet Union. Also, I have to make the game. Uh, mhm, boy. Doesn't want. He doesn't give me to make a game. Now, what did I tell you? Take a left at the square, wasn't I? She had changed her pioneer into bikini. Oh, I still haven't introduced myself. My name is Slavia. Actually, my full name is Slaviana, but everyone calls me Slavia. So you can call me too. Oh, yeah. I still felt a bit confused, so I could not come up with more meaningful answers. And what's your name? It felt like she could see right through me. Oh, yeah, Simeon. Nice to meet you, Simeon. Alright, I'm almost done here. Could you wait me here a minute? I'm going to change and we'll go to Olga Dmitrievna together, okay? Agree. After this exchange, she ran off. I sat on the pier and left my feet hand into the water. I was wearing her winter boots, but in such weather there was nothing wrong in getting my feet wet. Furthermore, it let me cool myself a little. Looking at the river, I was brainstorming and processing everything that has happened. If this is some kind of conspiracy, it's a weird one, even too friendly at times. No, it really looks more like a random event. Some entirely incomprehensible random events. Speaking about events, uh, like before the pandemic, there was, Savionak Fest, when people were gathering together in some kind of camp together, and in pioneer uniforms and having fun, like they were pretending like pioneers and cosplaying this game, you know, having fun together. They're cosplaying Miku, they're cosplaying Slavia, and they're cosplaying Lena and all other girls from the game. And also, the in YouTube there are some videos from Savionak Fest, but everybody who was watching it, they say it's so cringy, so bad, to go there. When I played this game, I was thinking, it's not so bad to go to Savionak Fest. But when once one famous streamer watched this video and when he saw some comms in his chat, and everybody was saying, so cringe, so cringe, bruh, bruh, no way. Yeah, I decided, yeah, looked and watched this and watched the comms from his chat, and yeah, it's really it's like this, yeah. Shall we go? Slavia was standing beside me, dressed in the pioneer uniform again. I think we'll play till we meet Mika in this game, and then think we can stop. We will meet Miku. We'll spend some time with her, because we play because of you know because of precious diva. Yeah, I wanted to show you, but also I want to finish this game. I want to reread this game with you, and I want to reread this game in English. I never read this game in English. I read Everlasting Summer in Russian maybe 2 or 3 times, and never in English. So that's my aim. I think uh, it will be interesting today. So I'll be making a poll in my on my Twitter page. So if you're interested in that, I'll make it. If you're not, so it'll be like that. Yeah, we'll decide it later to make it or not. It depends on you, not on me. If you're interested in that, we'll make it. If not, no. Why not? Yeah. Let's go. I've been here for a very short time, but of all people I've met, she looks the least suspicious. However, this fact is already suspicious itself. We walk to the square. The USSR girl and the girl who hit me on the back were there, chasing each other. Is that some kind of the game they're playing? Also, isn't it interesting for you to know the atmosphere of Soviet Union, the atmosphere of other country, also the country that doesn't exist anymore? Yeah, I know that Russia exists, but this is the atmosphere of USSR, the pioneer camp. Ulyana, enough running! I'll tell everything to Olga Dmitrievna. Aye aye, Captain! I decided not to question Slavia for a while about what is going on, or the local residents. What is going on, or the local residents. Better meet this mysterious Olga Dmitrievna first. Sounds like she's boss here. Oh, I saw misprint. You see? Dmitrievna. We walked past We walked past rows of almost identical cabins. So, I'm like grammar Nazi. I just can't pass through the misprints, and I'm really, really, mm, how shall I say that? I really, really mad that I made when I make misprints by myself. I'm really upset when I do misprints in writing. I want to be understood by other people, and I want to write really, really good in English. In English and in Russian. Russian is my native language, so I don't have uh, problems with it. But in English, yeah, I'm improving it with every day because I'm using Twitter. I'm using now a lot of Discord, yeah, a lot of servers. Thank you to Dario. Thank you to lots of people who I'm talking. Yeah, Amy, Dario, Isofio, yeah, to all of you who I'm talking and speaking. You're real, real nice people. I love you so much. Yeah, me and Miko, I love you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We walked past the rows of almost identical cabins, some of which looks like fat beers barrels, while others look more like household sheds. Finally, Slavia stopped in the front of a smallish one-story cabin. It looked like an artist painting. The faded paint chipping, the faded paint chipping here and there with age was sparkling in the sun. The window shutters, slightly ajar, were swaying almost unnoticeably in the wind, and huge lilac bushes were growing at the sides. And you know why I am trying to speak good in English? That's all because to my university. We were talking a lot there, and also I was trying to mm, commenting a lot of matches in Dota and CS in English, of course. I was doing it a lot in 2017 and 2018 and 2019. I was doing it in Russian and in English a lot because I just wanted it. I want to improve my languages. I love that a lot. And when I left my university, I just said to myself, I don't want to forget English, and I improving, improving, and improving with every day. What are you standing around for? Let's go. Slavia snapped me out of my daydreaming. And stop teasing Lena already. Rena? Sounds like there's someone's inside. Indeed. Indeed, a moment later, the door swung open and Uliana ran out and dashed past with the same mischievous grin. Mm, mm. No, no, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just looking at the stream. The pigtailed girl came out next. Don't let it bother you, Lena. So her name is Lena. Gotta be thankful it's not Rena at least. I saw that Rena is Um, it's about some anime stuff, but I'm not so far in anime, so I can't tell you what it came from. And also, the game is so old. The game is out in 2013, I suppose, or in 2012. So, yeah, it's out from really, really old anime. So I can't tell you where it's out from. But I don't. Instead of finishing her sentence, she blushed and quickly headed towards the square. For some reason I felt like turning and following her with my eyes, but Slavia said, "Come." We entered the cabin. Inside it looked something similar to what I'd imagined. Two beds, a table, a couple of chairs, a simple carpet on the floor, and a wardrobe. Nothing special, but at the same time it felt home-like and cozy. Although this room was almost in the same state of disorder as my own flat. The girl standing near the window appeared to be about 25 years old. Talking about our main character, is about 25 or 25, 26 years old. Also, the game, yeah, I told you that the game, firstly, the game doesn't tell us about the name of the main character. Also, now the game will tell us that the our age is about 25, 26. Nature has obviously gifted her with a pretty face and good body. At least one thing can keep you happy in this pandemonium. The locals are beautiful. You're, you're finally here. Excellent. My name is Olga Dmitrievna. I'm the camp leader. Nice to meet you. I'm Simeon. I decided to talk as if I wasn't surprised by anything that was going on. She came closer. We've been expecting you since early morning. You've been expecting me? Yes, of course. And when does the next bus come? And why do you need it? Yeah, right. Why do I need it? Guess I shouldn't ask guess I shouldn't ask direct questions. The people here may react to them quite unlike how I'd prefer, and I doubt I get any answers. No reason, just curious. By the way, where are we exactly? Our mailing address, I mean. I wanted to send a letter to my parents to tell them I got here fine. For some reason, I had the desperate idea that if I played along, I would find something out. Oh, but your parents called just half an hour ago. I sent their regards to you. Now that's a surprise. So, so, can I call them? Because I forgot to tell them something before I left. No. She gave me a sweet, spontaneous smile. Why not? We don't have phone here. Then how could my parents make a call to here? I've just come back from the district central town. I talked with them there. Ah, so that's how it is. And can I somehow get to the town? No. She kept the smile. Why not? Because the next bus only comes in a week. She decided not to inquire how the troop leader managed to get there and back. I would get no answer anyway. All this time, Slavia was standing next to me and seemed to find nothing odd in our conversation. Oh, we need to find a uniform for you. I've got absolutely no desire to put on pioneer shirts I have absolutely no desire to put on pioneer shirts or to wear the ridiculous red neckerchief. However, wearing winter clothes in summer isn't a great idea either. Right, thank you. I wonder if I am the only one here who finds it strange that someone's wearing a coat and winter boots in such heat. Righty, I'll be off then, and you can get yourself acquainted with the camp. Don't forget to come to dinner in the evening. Having said that, she walked out of the cabin. No, walk is not the right word. She rushed out. I ended up alone with Slavia. I must go too, got things to do. Take a walk, look around at the camp a bit. See you in the evening. If there is no threat or catch to this, then to this then this reality, as embodied by Slavia, become more and more appealing. For the first time today, I realized that it was awfully hot here. Although obviously my winter clothes were to blame for that. I took off my coat and dropped it onto the bed. My pullover followed it. I was now wearing only the shirt. That was much better. All I could do now was follow their advice and go look around the camp. I'll try to find something out in the meantime. By the way, I don't know, will we meet Miku in the first day? I can't remember, cause you know, I finished this game a year ago. Yeah, when I finished this game, I've become a Miku fan. Yeah, mm. First time I finished this game in the May of 20 in the May of 2021, I believe. Yeah, something like that. And then I bought my first figures. No, I bought my figures in August. My first figures in August. Yeah, my first figures were I bought two figures that were Angel Miku and Racing Miku. Yeah, and Angel Miku is, is the best one that I like so much. Not only because she's the first one in my collection. It's because the cover that I saw on YouTube that was made by Rishi P. If you know about her, I think you know. I think you know. She used mm, this module, the Dark Angel Miko, from the Secret Police. If you saw Secret Police MV from Project Diva, Arcade Future Tone or just Future Tone, you know this module, Miko. And she is my beloved. She's just my, she's my heart, she's my soul, yeah. And I saw uh, her cover on the Snow White Princess is, and I'm playing Project Diva, my arcade version of Project Diva, because of this song. I coming to Future Tone to play the Snow White Princess is. And then I play Nostalgic with Maker, and maybe sometimes Sweetie Magic, and yeah. Mm, oh, I forgot. Oh, I forgot this song. Forgot it's, just popped out from my head. I'll remember it. Eventually, I'll tell you when I remember it. Passing the local residential district, I saw a pioneer guy coming out my way. And it was really a pioneer guy, not a pioneer girl. Apparently, there were men even in this kingdom of Amazons. Hello, you're new here. You must be Simeon, right? How do you... Everyone knows you already. I am electronic, by the way. Uh, the real one. You can call me like that. And his name is referring to the Soviet film about electronic. Mm, you know, that film was filmed in 70s or 60s about the robot that was made on a schoolboy. I watched this film just once and I can't remember. I never seen the Soviet films. Just 2 or 3 Soviet films that I've seen, and about electronic just one time, and that was maybe 10 years ago, so I can't tell you. Yeah, I'm living in Russia and I haven't seen the Soviet films. That's me, guys, and I'm wearing the pioneer neckerchief. Oh. Electronic was a robot character appearing in a popular Soviet film and book series. He looked like an exact copy of a school kid called Sergei Cheeskov. Yeah. You see, I told you before that. Excuse me, some frame drops. YouTube is telling me that some drops. Sorry. Electronic, the real one. Things were going from crazy to complete insane. Alright. Uliana also calls me cheesy. Cheesy? On toast? With mushrooms? Because my last name is Cheeskov. I see. Let me show you around. I accepted his offer, as it would have taken much longer to get to know this place alone. Fine, let's go. I'm looking my stream by myself right now, it's fine, completely fine. I looked up to the Twitch just for a second. Sorry. We ended up at the square again. As if this place was all there is to this camp. Lena was sitting on one of the benches reading some book. Electronic confidently approached her. Hello, Lena. Meet the new guy, Simeon. He started briskly. Hello. Well, you could say we've already met anyway. Yes. She looked away from the book for a moment, glanced at me, blushed, and went back to reading, as if not noticed that we were still here. Alright, let's go on. I was at first surprised that meeting this girl was reduced to a couple of words, but then I thought that it was better that way. Electronics' vigorous activity did not fit well with Lena's shyness. Let's go. Next we came to a building which I instantly identified as a canteen. And this here, I I know. This is where you consume organic food. Yeah, something like that. On the canteen's porch stood the unfriendly girl who hit me on the backs earlier. At the sight of her, my joking mood vanished in the blink of an eye. Really? Now it's not the best time to be pulling this guy's leg, even though it's quite hilarious. First, I need to figure out what's what here. What's what here? Or at least where am I? Yeah, over there. That's Alisa Dvachevskaya. Be careful around here. He spoke in a whisper. Don't even risk calling her Dvachi. She doesn't like that. Dva means two in Russian. The whole nickname sounds exactly like Tuch in Russian, a reference to the late Tuch.ru anonymous image board. You know, Dvach, no, Tuch, no. Well, that's just Russian sites. Don't take into the such deep, just Russian. I don't know, I haven't used them too. So when I was reading, they were so too far for me to. What did you say? How did you call me? She must have heard him. In the blink of an eye, Alisa jumped down from the porch and dashed towards us. Alright, you'll manage from here onwards. Electronic took to his heels. Let's not run. Alisa, running past, stopped for a moment and growled. I'll deal with you later. Deal with me? What did I do wrong? I added a forced guilty smile to my words. But what am I guilty of? She made no reply and carried on chasing Electronic. Looks like I'll have to kill time alone waiting for dinner. I decided to go east. At least in the direction where east would be my world. Soon after, I found myself near a football pitch. A game was in a full swing there. It's always complaining. I never had a good stream. Either Twitch nor YouTube. I guess watching it for a bit wouldn't do any harm. In my childhood and teen years, I was not a bad player myself and even thought of going professional, but a few injuries in a row killed my desire to risk my health and for the sake of uncertain chance in the game. In my childhood I was playing football, yeah, too, but only with my friends. I never thought about being a professional now. Yeah, I was playing piano. I was going to my music school, as I said. That what was doing professionally and participating in different contests. Yeah, they having yeah, I have some what can I say, diplomas here. Yeah, that's one of them. Um, you can see. And over there is the piano, but not my old one. I sold. That's another one that I bought recently. You know, mm, I got tired one day when I just ended my music school, and I said, "Nah, I got just bored on this. I don't want to do this. I was 15. I was so stupid. I was really so stupid. And I sold it. But now it costs so much, so damn much money to get it back. And I have to work. I have to work hard to buy it. No, never do this. I never would. On your place, if you have something, if you have some talent, if you and you have some instruments to it, never lose it. Just enjoy it and use it on its maximum. Yeah, don't be like me, because now I don't have all the opportunity to use it. Yeah, I'm just in some kind of dumb person. I no in plans in my head, in my mind, in my thoughts. I have some plans to record some Miku song. Yeah, because yeah, I love her and I want to connect my thoughts, my feelings with her. That's my desire. That's my real desire. That's what I want to do. And one day, I will make it. I I will not promise, but I really want to. I don't want to promise. I want. Kids of different ages were running around the page. I could see a boy of about 10 and a girl of about 14 years old. A girl. Hey, that's Uliana. Alright, so she plays football. Oh, what's so surprising? She seems a restless one after all. I was standing quite far from pitch, but she still noticed me. Hey, Uliana shouted. Wanna play? I didn't know how to answer. On the one hand, running around for 10 minutes is no big deal. On the other hand, any wrong move in my situation could be my final one. But in any case, my attire wasn't suitable for this weather. If I played in winter boots and warm jeans, I would sweat like a pig. And playing barefoot and without jeans would be simply unethical. Maybe another time, alright? I shouted in response, turning around and walked back. I was followed by Uliana's screams about my pants or about my being pantsy or something like that. Evening was falling, making me feel tired and empty after a day wasting with no real purpose. I came back to the square, sat down on the bench, and gave an exhausted sigh. I better sit here and wait for dinner. After all, it's easier to search for answers when you're not hungry. They do give they do give people for the people here, right? You know, it's curious how the simplest human needs can break the will to ponder on things, to strive for something. For example, I feel hungry now, so I care much less about where I am, or what is happening to me. Could great people also be affected by this? And in that case, how did Spartacus start the slave uprising in ancient times? And it does not really matter which mechanism I serve as a gear in society, the Matrix, or a weird pioneer camp. My thoughts were interrupted by the sound of bells chiming from a loudspeaker on a light pole. It must be, it might be a dinner call. I headed towards the canteen. It was a good thing that now I knew where it was. Olga Dmitrievna was there, standing on the porch. I stopped and looked closely at her, as if I were expecting something. She looked back at me for a while, but at last came closer. Simeon, what are you waiting for? Come in already. Guess nothing bad happen if I go. Guess nothing bad can happen if I go there. My stomach backed me up here. The two of us went inside. The canteen looked like a canteen. I had a chance to visit the factory canteen at some point in my life. This one was exactly the same, just maybe a bit cleaner and more modern. Metal chairs and tables, glazed tiles on the walls and on the floor, glazed tiles on the walls and on the floor, and sophisticated tableware on the occasional crack. I guess that's what a canteen in a pioneer camp supposed to look like. Sibion, wait a moment. We'll find your place to sit. She looked around the place. Dvachevskaya, hold it right there. Olga Dmitrievna shouted at Elisa, who was passing by. What? What's up with your clothes? Anything wrong with them? Indeed. Her attire looked somewhat provocative. Get your uniform nice and neat right now. Alright, alright. Elisa got her shirt right and walked past, shooting an unpleasant glare at me. You know, by the way, mm, that guy, that guy, this guy right there, became a real meme in the community of the game. In one modification, he became uh, one of the main characters. So he became so beloved in the community. Yeah, he looks so, I don't know, dumb. But I never noticed him until I watched some videos about this game. Only then I noticed him. So, where can we find your place to sit? There weren't a lot of free seats. Go over there, next to Uliana. Maybe I... Yeah, it's fine. The food's already on the table too. I had no other choice but to accept. In common Russian language, I'll read it, sorry. Of course, there was the probability that the cutlets were poisoned with curare, the mashed potatoes generously seasoned with arsenic, and the glass filled with excellent antifreeze instead of compote. In common Russian language, котлета, I read it like in Russian, in my language, котлета. By the way, it's nice to play this game because we can come closer with my language and English, your our global language. Yeah, котлета, cutlet is a minced meat, fried or baked in the shape of ball or a cylinder, close to American patties. Yeah, when you open, just imagine the Mac, just the burger, yeah, Big Mac or something like that. Just imagine the meat in Big Mac. That's how the cutlet looks like. We call the meat in Big Mac is cutlet, котлета. Yeah, that's how cutlet looks like. That's how simple explain the meaning of for котлета. Yeah, that's all. Nothing too hard. Nothing, um, you know, big or huge in this word. Just meat. Yeah. Compote is a drink made by boiling fresh or dried fruit in a large amount of water. Compote in French. Yeah, You can, you know, if Dario is here, Dario can ask just, you know, uh, Miko. Oh, it died. You just into it? No, no. Okay, stream alive. No, no. You can ask Miko about the about compute. I think we have the similar meaning about that. Also, we have uh, the same cafe that is called bistro. It's also that came from French. Bistro, yeah. We have a lot of words that came from different from other languages. That's very interesting to explore to find out some uh, information about that. And I can tell you that because I've been learning on teacher of foreign languages. Yeah, I am the teacher of English language, so I can tell you a lot of stuff about that, about the words that came from other languages, from English or from German or from French. I've studied a lot of stuff about that. But it all looked so tasty that I had no choice to resist. Hey, what do you want? I replied rather rudely to Liana. Rudely. I told her that I was studying my teacher of foreign languages. I'm reading so bad. Who was sitting next to me? Why didn't you play football with us? Because of my clothes? Said I, pointing at the source of my problem. Oh, alright then. It only she could have done it. No, more precisely, none but Oliana could have done it. Give back, give me back my cutlet. In a big family, you snooze, you lose. It can cost you a cutlet if you're careless. Give it back, I'm telling you. You know, looking at Uliana, to fight with her is can cost you a life. Yeah, and also she's a little girl. Yeah, and you know me, I'm a kind person. I can forgive just a small cutlet. Yeah, you know. Oh, okay, why not? See, yeah, I don't have it. And indeed, Uliana's plate was empty. It seemed that this little girl eats as fast as she steals someone's cutlets. Take it easy. We'll work something out now. She grabbed my plate and ran off. There was no point in following her. If they wanted to poison me here, they could have done it in a much easier way. About a minute later, Uliana returned and handed me the plate with the streaming hard cutlet on it. Here one for the starving. Told you. Thanks. It was all I could say. If you want to eat, it's a pity. I'm not envying you. The mashed potatoes, or how we call it puree. I was so hungry that my suspicions were gone in a flash. I picked up my cutlet with my fork and... What the... Some bug? No, not a bug, an insect. It got legs and it's wiggling. My plate, my plate fell to the floor and broke into pieces. The chair hit me hard on my leg while falling. I've disliked insects since I was a child, but when these creepy crawls appear on my plate, that's just way too much. You little... Uliana seemed ready for such twist, and was ready at the door, laughing as she if she had just heard a fresh stand-up comedy joke. I dashed after her. We ran out of the canteen. We were just a few dozen meters apart, and I felt I would catch this little girl easily. We ran through the square, past the club's house, and ran onto the forest path. I started to gasp for breath. I should have quit smoking, I guess. Uliana passed out of sight on the next turn. It can't be true that she managed to get away from me. It simply can't. I stopped and tried to catch my breath again. Night was falling. Looks like I'm lost. Huh, they can find me in the Discord, I think. Yeah? Oh, no. No, they can't. It's a bad idea to stay in the woods at night. Better get back to the camp. However, I had absolutely no clue which way to go. Well, gotta choose at the random. I wandered for quite some time in the forest and even thought of crying for help, but finally I saw the camp fence beyond the trees. Everything fell back into place. The bus is gone, I mumbled quietly. On the one hand, there was nothing strange about that. The bus couldn't just stay there forever. On the other hand, it meant there was someone driving, because buses do not drive themselves. Or do they? This world seemed too normal, but every event here had at least two explanations for it: an ordinary, real, everyday explanations, and a surreal one. Certainly, the driver could have just been off for a snack, and I left too soon, and that's why, in any case, this is not this place for me. Whether that bus drives itself or not, that was probably an important question. But it was much more important to know how I had got here at all, and where this here was. The fields and the woods stretching towards the horizon had no answers. There was nothing familiar about them. You know, there was and is there is the modification to the game called 7 Days of the Summer, which uh, uh, which expands the whole game. you know, the the Everlasting Summer itself is a huge game, but the 7 Days of Summer is much bigger. And what is better in the days in the 7 days of summer, that Simeon is not is complaining the about his extinction in this world. He's not thinking why I came here, what is going on, where's bus, who is driving this bus, who is Uliana, why Uliana is doing this, why I'm doing this, why bus is driving, why night is coming, and that what is strange in this game because Simeon is very strange, and everybody is complaining about that. When you read this visual novel, every time, every day, you will see that Simeon is complaining. Uh, just when you see the situation is getting normal, you come to it once again. Why You see, you came to Miku, and you feeling you come closer to Miku. Now Simeon is complaining. Why again? Why the square? Why Genda? Why Ulena? Why Uliana? And you see, you come closer to Slaviana or to Lena. No, once again, why she's reading? Why this? Why others? And yeah, this isn't the main problem of this game. This is the main mistake of the scenario of the script. You'll see it in the future if we will make the continue of this game. At least 40 minutes of the stream or an hour of the stream we spent on the chatting. I saw that we just stream 2 hours and at least 1 hour is just chatting. Yeah, a strange, odd, a strange, odd, and alien world. However, at the same time, it was absolutely not frightening. Either my self-preservation instinct decided to resign from its job, or it's this running around the camp the local pioneers had l- l- lulled me so so much with their carefree normality that I was simply forgetting what had happened to me just a couple of hours ago. Although I probably just had no strength left to worry. All I wanted was some peace, calmness. I wanted just to have a break from it all, and only after that I would continue looking for answers ready and reloaded. However, that would be some time later. And what about now? Can I allow myself to relax? I got completely dark, and in my case, it was better to spend the night in the camp. I was about to head back when someone came up silently from behind. Hello, what are you doing here so late? It was Slavia standing before me. I was so surprised that I jumped. So you didn't catch Juliana, did you? She smiled. I know disappointedly and sighed. No wonder. No one ever has. Yeah, she's a real rocky girl. She could have found a better use for her energy than looking for adventures. You must be hungry. You didn't manage to have dinner after all. Indeed, I have completely forgot about my hunger. But after these words of her, my stomach drew attention to itself by giving a traitorous rumble. Sliver smiled. Let's go then. What? Is canteen still open? It's alright. I have a keys. The keys? Yeah, I have the keys to all facilities in this camp. How come? Well, I'm something like the camp's leader's aide here. I see. Well, let's go. It was an offer you can't it was an offer you can't refuse. That's really good of her, yeah. The help from Slavia to help us is almost nigh in the camp to help us with the food, with the dinner. It's a camp. You can't just come and help to find some food. I've been in the camp just one time. I don't like camps. I've been in camp for 2 days and I left from there. Uh, I said, Ma, uh, how shall I say that? I am sociophobe. Can I say like that? I hate people. I don't like people at all. I'm a loner. That's why. I live with Mika. That's why I surround myself with figures and plushes. I'm poor guy. Bad, bad poor guy. When we reached the square, Slavia stopped in her tracks. Excuse me, I should warn my roommate that I'll be late. She is so punctual herself that she'll be worried otherwise. You go in the canteen and I'll come in a minute, alright? Alright. I really did not expect to find somebody aside from myself there at such a late hour. And that somebody was apparently trying to hopelessly to open the door. Without any secret thoughts, without any secret thoughts, I walked up onto the porch. The lockpicker turned out to be Elisa. I should have probably kept off and waited. She looked at me intently for a while, then said, "Don't just stand there. Give me a hand or something." Meaning, help me open the door. Why? Because I want some buns and capilla. Dinner wasn't big enough. Um, is that a real good idea? Are you hungry yourself, huh? Juliana didn't get you have a normal dinner, did she? She smiled sarcastically. It's true, she didn't. It's fine. Sly will come now. What? Guess I shouldn't have said that. I'm off then. You'll pay for this. I owe you. You owe me two already. Having said that, Alyssa disappeared into the night. And what was the first one? Slavia didn't keep me waiting for too long. Is everything alright? Yeah. Why are you asking? No reasons, nothing. It would be better if I didn't tell her about Alyssa. Everything is fine. I said that and immediately heard a note of dishonesty in my voice. Well, shall we go? As for Slavia, she seemed not to have noticed anything. Or at least she was pretending and she hadn't. We entered we entered the canteen. Wait a bit, I'll go get something. I sat down on a chair and obediently waited for my savior. You know, I always forget this word. Savior. I want to say the in my discords sometimes, but I always forget this word. Savior. I always want to remember this word. My head is too full and it's always aching from new words. I always forget everything. My dinner was simple. A few buns and a glass of kefir. No wonder. I bet hungry pioneers finished everything off. However, even that was far better than most of my usual diet. Slavia sat across the table and looked at me while I was eating. Yeah, you know, as you can see, there is not only uh, I forgot again the word. Not only the we have arts of characters, and we have the main characters in the game. As you can see, Miku under me, under my webcam, my camera. Yeah, that's the main their appearance in the game, and we have arts like this, like Slavia, as you can see now. Is there something on my face? Oh no, just she smiled. So, how did you like your first day in the camp? Well, well, I don't really know. It's silly to ask someone who suddenly found himself in a different reality whether he liked the food in the canteen, the camp leader, or his assigned hut. It's alright, you'll soon get used to it. Slider stared out of the window dreamily. Frankly speaking, I have no desire to get used to such things. But as for her, she doesn't know. Or at least she wants me to think that she doesn't. Well, all in all, it's nice here. I had to somehow break the awkward silence. Do you think so? She asked without any interest. Yeah, this place is so... I want to say retro, but I managed to hold that back. After all, it was retro for me. But what about them? It might be only kind of life they knew, if the term life was applicable here at all. So how? She watched me closely, as if something important depended on my answer. Well, I don't know. Lovely. Yeah, it's lovely here. I guess you're right. She smiled again. It's very good that you think so. Why? Well, not everybody likes here. And what about you? Me? Yes. I love it here. It's great. Then, then you don't need to worry about what the other people think. Well, I don't even worry. Slavia laughed. The conversation seemed to be leading me far astray from where I wanted to get to. And you're worried yourself. Really? Why do you say so? Well, when someone is chewing so intensely... I'm so sorry. It's okay. I couldn't bring myself to be more cautious around this girl. But why her in particular? Why not any other local inhabitant? Every one of them looked completely normal to me. Precisely normal. So normal it sends chills down my spine and into my marrow. Normal, not like a neighbor with a power drill in my hand and a subwoofer in the other. Not like a passenger you can often meet in a subway or in a public transport. Not like a show walker at the next table in the open plan office. Not even like a friend who only differs from other humans in his constant insistence. All of them looked normal, as I would expect them to be, with their own downsides, but without any superpowers. And Slavia was also cute. I glanced at her stealthily, not knowing what to say. I'm sorry, I wanted to show you the camp, but I was run off my feet. I didn't miss anything while on my feet, I guess. Are you sure you haven't missed anything at all? She smiled so brightly that I had to drop my eyes in confusion. Well, how would I know? It was my first day here. Okay, and what have you seen so far? I've seen the square, this canteen, the football field. What about the beach? Just from afar. You really should go there. Or let's go together. Okay, we will. Her naturalness started to scare me. But then I thought, what if everything what happens here is now supposed to be, and this world looks strange only to me, while for them it is... normal? Maybe I was thrown into the... You see, that's what I'm saying about. He's complaining again. Maybe I was thrown into the past. Yes, that would explain a lot. Can I ask you a stupid question? No? Slavia smiled and stood up from the table. It's late. Can you find the way to Olga Dmitrievna by yourself? Of course I can. But why should I go there? She'll settle you with someone. What for? Probably this question seemed stupid, because Slavia burst into a good-natured laughter. You need to sleep somewhere, right? That makes sense. Fine, I'll be off then. Good night. Ah, it's strange that she left in such a hurry. A bundle of keys she left on the door caught my attention. I was going to catch up Slavia, but where does she live? And knocking on every door during the middle of the night didn't sound like a bright idea. Yeah, we should take the keys. It's better take them. I'll give them back tomorrow because who knows what happens here at night. Such thoughts gave me chills. It's me who needs to be careful here in the first place. The night, though dark, wasn't silent at all. One could hear chirping crickets, the songs of the night birds, and rustling trees from everywhere. The sudden desire, the sudden desire to follow Slavia's advice and go to the camp's leader cabin appeared. I don't know why, but the sight of the unknown bronze builder of communism put me in a constructive mood. I sat on the bench and started to recall everything that happened today. That was all my constructive mood could offer. Here was much brighter than near the canteen. By the way, I would do the same thing. Just they're thinking, oh, what happened? Mm, I see, I see. Um, I saw that, but I just had to make it a bit lower. I saw that, but too late. Too late. I'm bad streamer. I'm bad streamer. I bad streamer, you know. Very, very bad. I'll be speaking on Russian right now. Very bad. Never watch me, never. Never come, never watch. And also, I am noticing so late because I can't get enough sleep. Always can't get enough sleep. Every day, just sleepy. Here was much brighter than. Uh-huh, I read that. Boss, summer camp, girls. I was so tired from everything new and strange that I could not come up with a single explanation what was going on. By the way, I was going to buy a mic for this stream, but I didn't get enough wages for my job. So I think I will buy a new mic in the next month. That's for sure. So yeah, maybe if I decide to stream, if I decide to stream, if I will have a game to stream, something to stream. I don't know. I just decided to stream this game because of this game showed me Miku-chan, and I yeah decided to share my emotions and feelings with you. And we still haven't met Miku-chan. Haven't met Miku-chan. I heard a barely noticeable rustle nearby. I shivered and looked in that direction. A girl reading a book. I noticed that Darius, message. That was message. After 2.5 hours later, I'm very, very bad streamer. I want to apologize because this is my first time streaming. First time streaming. Please, sorry. Sorry, Gaman. Gaman, I really, really apologize in front of all of you. A big sorry from me. You know, and so sad music, that's fits all. Well, please. Now you think you can hear me, and I'm excusing in front of you. I decided to move closer and talk. She she was the only new person that I had met here without exchanging even a few words. Hi, what are you reading? Well, Lena was surprised that she even jumped. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Never mind. She blushed and stared at the book again. So, what are you reading? On the cover was written Gone with the Wind. A good book. Thanks. Honestly speaking, I haven't read it, but I think that such literature suits her very well. Lena didn't seem to be interested in continuing the conversation. Well, if I'm bothering you. No, she answered while still looking at the book. Can I sit beside you for a while? Why? And really, why? Maybe just because I was really tired and having company is better than being alone. And maybe I wanted to try to find something out from her. I carefully examined Lena. But no, I doubt that. Well, I don't know. Eh, I'm not allowed to? Feel free. But if I'm bothering you... No, you're not. I can leave, just say. Everything is right. Okay then. I sat on the end of the bench carefully. After such an intense talk, staying here was just the last thing I wanted. But it wouldn't be nice to just stand up and leave. That didn't really go well, huh? Lena hasn't answered anything. It seems I made a fool out of myself. I bet if Uliana was here, she'd give a good laugh on me. Do you enjoy being here? I recalled the Slavic question and thought it would be a great start for a conversation. Yes, she smiled slightly. I guess I like it too. Lena definitely isn't very sociable and probably can't carry on a meaningless conversation as easy as Slavia. But there was something about her that attracted attention. Like a momentary glimpse of a reflection in the glass on a rainy autumn evening, which makes you turn around and stare into darkness, searching for something that you saw out of the corner of your eye. Of course, you weren't able to distinguish or understand what it was, but it still felt so tempting. Lena was still reading the book without paying any attention to my presence. I had no intention of asking her anything about this camp or this world in general. Beautiful night. Yes. How in this world would you start a conversation with her? It's late. I have to go. Yes, it's quite late. Good night. I. There was something strange about this girl. At first, at first glance, she's typically shy and a modest pioneer girl, but the mystery of Lena took its own place in a massive list of mysteries about this camp, which I had started to put together in my head. A lazy evening, there's nothing like a good time with nothing to do. Before I met Mika in this game, yeah, I loved Lena much. And firstly, yeah, to be honest, even when I met Mika, I liked Lena because, yeah, she's shy. And I was talking about Lena a lot because she's cool. But I changed my mind so quickly in a sight of Miku. And then I found mm, the Miku thread mm, in Steam, and I, wrote a lot of messages there. Excuse me, some moments. I just need to answer a person in Discord, so give me just a second. Yep, yep. A lazy evening. There's nothing like a good time with nothing to do. Uh, I was telling about yeah, I was talking about uh, Migo thread here in Steam that I was writing a lot of messages there, and people was answering that yeah they came to the uh, default ending in this game, and I think yeah we'll came again to the default ending of this game. I can promise you that. Um, we will not. There is no Miku ending in this game. We can get Lena ending, Alisa ending, or um, Slavia ending, or Simeon ending, and we will get, I think, Simeon ending. That's the good ending. Lena ending is the bad ending. Alisa ending is it's considered as good ending, and Simeon also is good ending. And in 19%, in 90%, we'll get we'll get the Simeon ending. I headed towards Olga Dmitrievna's cabin. The light in the house was on. Hello, Simeon. You're quite late. Yeah, I went for a walk to look around the camp. All right, you will be sleeping here. She pointed her finger at one of the beds. Right here? I would be surprised. Yeah? Is something wrong? We're out of 3 cabins anyway. The camp leader smiled, but I rather think it was just out of politeness. You don't want to be decent. you do want to be a decent pioneer, don't you? There was a clear emphasis on the word. There was a clear emphasis on the word decent. Yeah, sure. I was lost in thought for a moment. Don't you mind, don't you mind, mademoiselle? She looked at me oddly, with a surprise and some offense in her eyes. A pioneer should respect their elders. Olga Dmitrievna said it strictly. Of course he should. No, I guess that. I blurted. I blurted, not realizing what was wrong. Shouldn't you also? She stared at me. Under such a gaze, even mithril forged by the best dwarf masters from the deepest dungeons would melt. Should I what? What's up, this? Annoyance and lack of understanding made me raise my voice. You must address adults appropriately. Yes, of course there are lots of strange things here. But this girl is just a couple years older than me. That's what I told you about. Uh, Now the game tells us that he is about 24 years old. Or maybe even younger. But I decided not to argue. Well, just a few minutes ago I would never have called her an adult. I have to admit that she was also given a strong character. And in any case, I wasn't in a position to argue. As you say, ma'am, I mumbled. That's much better. That's how a decent pioneer should conduct himself. And now it's time to sleep. Honestly speaking, I was going to become a neither decent nor an indecent pioneer. Just yesterday, I wasn't going to be a pioneer at all. But do I have to choice now? If you don't want to, we'll have to make you. But if you don't want to, we'll have to make you. This is the motto Olga Dmitrievna was probably going to use. I climbed into the bed and closed my eyes, only to realize how tired I was after today. Something hammered into my head awfully, as if my brains had started in night shift, and they seemed to be aimed more at rolling steel than working on something more sensitive. The boss flew through my mind. Boss, sorry. Oh, yeah. And the square of the monument. The canteen, full of pioneers, and the molecular's face of Uliana. Slavia, Lena. And even recalling Alisa didn't give me too much of negative feeling. What if I'm here for good? Well, day two. What if we stop here on the day two today? Yeah, we can stop here and continue next stream. Yeah, we haven't met Miku, but we will meet Miku this day, second day. Mm, and yeah, I'm so sure we'll meet here today, but it's getting too late my time right now. It's already 11 p.m. and I think it's better the idea to stop, but I think we will continue. I'll I'll make the poll on my Twitter page, so please uh, follow my Twitter page. Stay tuned there, and you will decide to continue me or not. If you want to see Miku-chan in this game, cause yeah, mm, the game is very big. Is the plot is very huge, and if you're interested in the plot of this game in the story, of course we'll continue. I'll be free, I'll continue for sure. I'll find free day for you, the day off for you. Mm, maybe the Sunday, the Saturday, the Sunday, and then we'll continue, of course, if you want to. We'll see. We'll see, guys, for sure. But right now, thank you for coming in my stream. And also my camera is now need to be charged. Yeah, and I see the internet is lagging. That's all happening right now. Yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you that you came from my stream. We are saying goodbye with Miku. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Where is my music? I want to put you some music. That I will be banned from this music, but I don't care. I don't have the partnership with YouTube, so I don't care. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Thank you guys. We are saying goodbye. Thank you that came. This one.